President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and French President Macron discussed plans to begin reconstruction in Gaza. Egypt condemns Israeli plans to displace Palestinians, calling it a violation of international law and their rights. And Prime Minister Madbouli reaffirms Egypt's rejection of any proposal to forcibly displace Palestinians from Gaza. You're watching the latest updates from Egypt on Qnews. Let's move on to the latest developments. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi discussed with his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron the urgent plans to begin reconstruction efforts in the Gaza Strip, aiming to restore stability to its residents and make the area livable once again. President el-Sisi stressed the necessity of the international community fulfilling its responsibilities to support the implementation of the two-state solution, which he believes is the fundamental guarantee for restoring stability in the region. Regarding Lebanon, the two leaders agreed on the importance of reinforcing the ceasefire agreement, which would provide an opportunity for Lebanon to regain stability and fulfill the aspirations of its people for security and prosperity. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and the President of Guinea-Bissau have emphasized the need to continue joint coordination on issues related to the African continent and the African Union. Presidential spokesperson Councillor Mohammed el-Shenawi stated that the two leaders agreed on the importance of further strengthening bilateral relations in line with the aspirations of both peoples, with a focus on intensifying economic cooperation and boosting trade exchanges. Egypt has strongly condemned recent statements by Israeli officials regarding a plan to displace Palestinians, describing it as a violation of international law and the fundamental rights of the Palestinian people. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs warned that such actions could derail ceasefire negotiations, reignite fighting, and destabilize the region. The statement rejected any proposals aimed at uprooting Palestinians from their historic land, stressing that such actions would infringe on their legitimate rights. Egypt also emphasized the need to address the root causes of the conflict, including ending the occupation and ensuring that the Palestinian people regain their inalienable rights. Furthermore, Egypt reaffirmed its commitment to a permanent ceasefire in Gaza and pledged to work with international partners on recovery and reconstruction efforts, ensuring that Palestinians remain on their land. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has emphasized Egypt's stance, as announced by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, in rejecting any proposal that involves the forced displacement of the Palestinian people from their land in the Gaza Strip. During his meeting with his Palestinian counterpart, Mohammed Mustafa, Madbouli clarified that Egypt is determined to cooperate with various regional and international partners to rebuild the Gaza Strip and achieve Palestinian interests, paving the way for the unification of the West Bank and Gaza Strip in support of efforts to establish a Palestinian state. And Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Mustafa expressed his appreciation for what Egypt has provided over the decades to the Palestinian cause, as well as the humanitarian support offered since the start of the war on October 7, 2023. Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdel Ati has emphasized Egypt's ongoing efforts to push for the implementation of the Gaza ceasefire agreement in all three phases, ensuring the swift and intensified delivery of humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip to meet the needs of its residents. In a phone call with his Bahraini counterpart, Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani, the foreign minister stressed support for the Syrian people, the importance of respecting Syria's sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity, and the launch of an inclusive political process that does not exclude any party, aiming for Syria to be a source of stability in the region. Minister of Justice Adnan Fengari has discussed with UN Resident Coordinator in Egypt, Ambassador Elena Panova, ways to enhance cooperation between the ministry and United Nations entities. During the meeting, the Minister of Justice emphasized Egypt's determination to develop its justice system through an integrated vision that incorporates the latest technologies to keep pace with technological advancements, as well as improving the efficiency of human resources through practical and continuous training. Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Abu Bakr Hifni has delivered a message from President al-Sisi to his Central African Republic counterpart, reaffirming Egypt's commitment to strengthening bilateral ties and cooperation in priority sectors. During their meeting, Central African Republic President expressed appreciation for Egypt's leadership in supporting Africa's development and stability. Ambassador Ala Musa has formally presented his credentials as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Egypt to Lebanon to Joseph Aoun, the Lebanese president, in a ceremony held at Ba'abda Palace, the headquarters of the Lebanese presidency. During the meeting, the Egyptian ambassador conveyed the greetings and appreciation of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to President Aoun, expressing Egypt's confidence in his leadership at this pivotal moment in Lebanon's history. Ambassador Musa also conveyed Egypt's optimism for Lebanon's prosperous future, reaffirming Egypt's readiness to offer full support to Lebanon. He further emphasized Egypt's hope for the swift formation of a new government and the continued efforts to expand bilateral cooperation in various fields. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has emphasized the Ministry of Petroleum's commitment to settling the dues of foreign partners and maintaining continuous communication with them, particularly in light of current challenges, while also focusing on maximizing local production. During a meeting with the Ministers of Finance and Petroleum, the Prime Minister discussed preparations for launching an initiative to convert cars to run on natural gas. This initiative will support citizens who wish to convert their vehicles, with further details to be announced in the coming period. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has met with the members of the National Dialogue Board to discuss various opinions and proposals. The Prime Minister stated that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has issued a directive to broaden the scope of the national dialogue, encompassing a wide range of issues and files. He mentioned that political matters, along with both internal and external challenges, require consultation and the inclusion of various perspectives. Egypt's Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Health and Population, Khaled Abdel Ghaffar, has said that Egypt is able to produce up to 60% of vaccines by 2024. The Health Minister revealed during the Vaccines and Medical Preparations Forum that COVID-19 pandemic revealed many challenges and showed the fragility of the African continent in vaccine manufacturing. He explained that there is a lot of support and experiences that can be benefited from in African countries by launching a vaccine accelerator worth $1.2 million. According to a report from Minister of Tourism and Antiquities, Sharif Fathi, Egypt has welcomed approximately 8.7 million tourists in the first half of fiscal year 2024 to 2025. The report revealed that 15.78 million international tourists visited Egypt over the year, marking the highest number ever recorded. If this trend continues at an average of 1.4 million visitors per month, Egypt is projected to reach 17 million tourists by the end of the fiscal year. Germany, Russia, and Saudi Arabia were the top three countries contributing to the inbound tourism, both throughout 2024 and during the first half of 2024 to 2025. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has stated Egypt's agricultural exports reached $10.6 billion in 2024, reflecting a 17% growth rate. Highlighting broader economic progress, Madbouli revealed that the non-oil public sector index has climbed to 50.7, the highest level in 4 years. The Prime Minister announced that Egypt will soon disclose details of a new oil and gas discovery in the King Mariat area, signaling a potential boost to the energy sector and reinforcing Egypt's position as a regional energy hub. Egypt's automotive market has concluded 2024 on a high note, with vehicle sales in December rising by 19.7% month-on-month to approximately 13,000 units, up from 10,800 in November. According to data from the Automotive Marketing Information Council, the surge marks the highest monthly sales volume since August 2022 and extends the upward sales trend that began in October 2024. The boost in December sales was primarily driven by strong performances in the bus and passenger car segments. Bus sales soared by 27.6% month-on-month, reaching 952 units, while passenger car sales rose by 24.8% month-on-month to 10,600 units. In contrast, truck sales declined by 11.2%, falling to 1,400 units. On a year-on-year basis, total vehicle sales in December grew by 24.6% compared to the same month in 2023. According to the latest data from the Central Agency for Public Mobilization and Statistics, Egypt's trade deficit reached $3.71 billion in November 2024, compared to $3.69 billion in November 2023, marking a 0.5% increase. Exports grew by 6.3%, rising to $3.56 billion in November 2024, up from $3.35 billion in the same months of the previous year. Among exported goods, petroleum products recorded the highest growth at 85.5%, followed by ready-made garments at 8.7%, various food pastes and preparations at 22.9%, and fresh fruits also at 22.9%. Meanwhile, imports increased by 3.3%, reaching $7.27 billion in November 2024, compared to $7.04 billion in November 2023. A study by the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development on the Egyptian stock market has shown that the Egyptian financial market has a strong foundation that qualifies it to become one of the most regulated and developed markets in the region. This is part of a project where the EBRD is collaborating with the Egyptian Stock Exchange to improve liquidity levels in the Egyptian market and enhance its efficiency, according to a statement from the stock exchange. The project involves analyzing the liquidity situation in the Egyptian market and identifying the requirements to increase liquidity, including strengthening the presence of liquidity support institutions such as market makers and liquidity providers. Ali Maloul, the star of Al Ahly, has announced his agreement to be registered in the club's roster and continued with Al Ahly until the end of his contract next summer. Maloul confirmed that there is no issue with the club's coach, Swiss Marcel Koller, and pointed out that Al Ahly insisted on providing him with the best medical care in the world after his recent injury. General Authority for Meteorology predicts that tomorrow will witness continued maritime disturbance over the Mediterranean Sea, with wind speeds ranging from 40 to 60 kilometers per hour and wave heights between 3 to 4 meters. Daytime temperatures are expected to be moderate in Greater Cairo, South Sinai, and southern parts of the country, while it will be slightly cold on the northern coast and the Nile Delta. And at night and early morning, the temperatures will be very cold across most areas. This brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here's what we've been covering. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and French President Macron discussed plans to begin reconstruction in Gaza. Egypt condemns Israeli plans to displace Palestinians, calling it a violation of international law and their rights. And Prime Minister Madbouli reaffirms Egypt's rejection of any proposal to forcibly displace Palestinians from Gaza. That's all for now. Remember to stay updated by following Qnews for the latest developments, and thank you so much for watching.